In this video, I will be dealing with this basket case. Yeah, so what do we have here, guys? We've got two non-working trash pumps, a box of parts, and I'm going to get one of these two to work because we need a good spare for a good friend of mine. So, stick around. Alright, so what do we have in our parts box here? So we got two recoils, issues with them. What else do we have? A couple of couplers, some plugs, and oh, it looks like we've got some hardware missing because I didn't see it for the recoil. Yeah, that's right. So like I was saying, these are GX 160 5.5 horse Honda engines. They're both identical, and I've got two Wacker PG3 pumps. Again, both the same. I have no idea what these are like in condition wise. I have no idea if they run. I'm just kind of doing my inventory as we speak. So this one here says parts only. So I don't know if that means the engine is parts only or if, you know, the pump is parts only. I guess what I'm going to start by doing here is I'm going to start by installing one of the recoils onto one of these engines. If I had to guess, I'm going to start with this one because I feel like this is a newer engine. It should have a better chance. But so how about we start by doing that and seeing what we get. Okay, recoil is on. I should probably check to make sure we have some oil. Oh wow. Oh wow. I don't see this very often. Look how clean this is, guys. I mean, you can almost not see it. It's so clear. Wow. That's a good sign. Or is that a bad sign? Does that mean that they just serviced it and something happened? I don't know. We're going to find out. So let's put that back in place. What do we have here? Oh, fuel on. Choke is fully on. Recoil is ready to go. Let's give it some gas. Some throttle. Spark plug cap is on. Do we have gas? Always check for gas. Well, we don't have lots of gas and it doesn't smell terrible. So let's hope. Well, let's give it a couple of pulls and see what happens, and if nothing happens, I guess we'll start diagnosing, but of course, not even surprised, one bit. These engines are awesome. I mean, what could be wrong? It clearly has to be the pump. Like I repeat myself often, guys, here on this channel. I do not stage anything. I don't believe in doing that because where's the fun? I mean, I do things as you would do it at home. So that was not staged. That is awesome. But I'm not surprised because these engines are really good. They have a self-preservation mode as well, where there's a sensor right over here that if there was no oil in it, it would not provide you spark. So again, it self-preserves itself. So that's good. So we know we have one good running engine. I don't even know if it's really worth testing the other one, but I think I will. But I think I'm more interested right now in this particular Wacker pump. So this is a PG3 pump. It's actually kind of a popular pump in my neck of the woods anyways. So I don't know what made anybody even open it up. So I'm just going to put this motor on the ground and we'll open up this pump and see what's inside. Alright, so what do we have in here? Oh, that's a little bit heavy. Alright, so we got our impeller, that's good, because it's not on the shaft. These are cast iron, so this one's in good shape. I don't see any seals. And this is clearly corroded. Whew. I bet you this thing wasn't sealing very well. And again, so the actual pump housing itself is made of cast iron. I'm not too worried about that, but I am worried about the corrosion around here because that will swell and it causes everything to leak. And I'm also looking for the seal, the mechanical seal. There's usually a mechanical seal that goes onto the shaft. Like, I mean, this crankshaft is really bad. It's pretty corroded. And if I remember correctly, the seal sits onto the shaft here. That doesn't look nice. I mean, that would cut the seal right away. There's so much rust. let's keep moving. So I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna end up taking that recoil, put it on this one because I wanna see if this engine fires. Okay, again, same old checks. Looking for oil. What about gas? It's got gas. Again, doesn't smell terrible. You think I can pull it off as like I did with this one? Where it's one pull, one and done? I don't know. Here's to open. Let's see what happens. Ah! Come on. Oh, remember when I said that these engines are usually really good? I'm hoping that that's inside that water pump here, because that does not sound healthy. Wow. Maybe we're onto something. Maybe we can do this pump on this one. There's missing parts here. Oh yeah, these plugs are here. Oh, what's this? Oh, they even have it marked here. Damaged drain. So it looks like somebody dropped it. I bet you that plug doesn't fit. So maybe we can take, wow, it'd be like mismatch of parts, but if it works, now it makes me want to take this apart to see if I can isolate the noise. Let's get some tools. Okay guys, I'm not sure if you caught that in a high speed or not, but as soon as I pulled the housing off the pump, this cap fell out. This looks like it's a cap from, well, I don't know, like a penetrating oil cover for something. Like, I mean, does it fit? I mean, I guess it wouldn't fit there, but it would fit through here. I wonder, would this make that much noise? Would that be the cause? Well, I don't know, but it's gonna go in the garbage. And let's just fire it up real quick to see, now that we have the pump out and we know that there's nothing in the pump. I just rotated that and that doesn't sound healthy to me. Huh, maybe? Actually doesn't. What if it was just that? That'd be crazy. Okay, let me put this back on the stand. Okay, let's see. Let's cross our fingers, guys. Nothing's in the way here. Oh, please don't be blown up. I was just talking highly of you. Come on, don't be blown up. Oh, I don't think it's gonna be nice. I don't think it's gonna be nice at all. Oh, that's too bad, really. I mean, I hate seeing engines blow up like that because there's, in my opinion, there's really no reason for engines to be this far gone. I mean, keep up with your oil changes, guys. Do your regular maintenance. You won't see this. You'll have an engine that sounds more like this than that. Again, identical engines. They're probably a few years apart, but wow. Okay. Well, let's keep moving on. All right, so last couple of turns of this here. Excellent. Oh, this one's got the spring behind it. Sweet. So this one does have the mechanical seal, and that kind of gives me, I've got some junk around it too. What is that? Anyways, it's going to give me an idea how this is set up. So let me remove this plate. Oh, you know what? It's all coming back to me. I think it's pressed onto the shaft, and there's a seal that goes, sandwiches between two pieces of rubber. We're going to take these 4 bolts out, hopefully, and see what that looks like on the other half. Alright, so after a little bit of muscling around, we managed to get this out, and let's see what we have here. And the shaft on this one is in the same shape from what it looks like. It looks pretty nasty as well, but it's not gonna matter because this engine's toast. So the good news is, though, I kind of figured out, or I remembered anyways, how this whole mechanical seal works. So as you can see right down there is our seal. So that's the seal that's housed in the housing. That one's pressed in the housing. And then you have this other half right here, which unfortunately when you open this up, you destroy it every time. And that sits onto the shaft, and it seals around the shaft as well, but there's a mechanical seal, meaning that both halves here are actually physically touching, and that's what's creating the seal. And of course you've got some O-ring grommets inside the 4 holes and a rubber gasket or a big large O-ring on the outside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to piece together a little seal kit, unless they actually have a seal kit, for this pump. And I'm probably going to end up doing like a little bit of a mismatch here. I'm going to take, well, we know that engine runs good, sounds awesome. This particular half of the housing doesn't have a bend or break in it because this plug is still in place, so we're going to use that. And then looks like there's less corrosion on this half than clearly this one over here. And then we'll pick the best impeller. See, we got the spring on this impeller. This impeller actually looks pretty good. They're both very similar. We'll have to maybe do some measurements because one might be thicker than the other. More pumping power. But anyways, we'll figure it out when I get the kit. And these, again, these might be 2 different revisions too. I think there's a 100 revision and a 200 revision. Can't speak today. So let's go to the store, pick up our parts, and we will come back here and see what we can do about this. And we are back from the store. That took 2 weeks, actually. So I'm not literally just gone out and picked up parts. I had to order these. It took 2 weeks to receive. So a simple O-ring and a mechanical seal, which I haven't opened yet. So let's hope it's the right one. All 3 parts, got the spring, the 2 parts of the mechanical seal. So yeah, it took so long that, yeah, it actually affected my video flow because I was supposed to have a video last week. That didn't happen because I was waiting on these parts, so I was filming other stuff in the meantime, but that didn't end up happening. Anyways, so let's start by cleaning up the shaft on that motor because we're not going to use this motor. We're just going to put it on the ground. And I've decided we're not going to use this either because I found out afterwards that if I use my light here, there's a hole right there. So that would never seal up. So that goes on the ground as well. Along with this damaged drain. So that can go there. And what about our bin of spare parts? Oh, we can use these bolts to hold the pump back in place onto this plate. What else is in here? A couple of caps, 2 of those. What about, oh, we already have a recoil, don't need this recoil. Goes on the ground. And that leaves us with this, which is a much cleaner table, other than these garbage parts here that I can't do anything with. Empty box. Okay, I think we're good. So, well, let's start by putting it back together, I guess. So first thing I want to do here is I want to remove the old mechanical seal. See what's left of that. And, well, came out in pieces. And then if we inspect this, we got the rubber over here. Just want to make sure I install it the same way. So this was facing out, which means that it would go like this because there's still a lip of rubber. It's important you put it in the right way because it may leak. Let's see if we can get rid of this other piece here. There we go. Easy enough. So yeah, that was in like that. So that's going to go in like that. Ooh, not right now though. Look at the nastiness in there. So we need to clean that up to promote a better seal. And I don't know what's going to work best, but this looks like it's working. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now that I'm satisfied with how clean it is where the seal will sit, I'm going to put some waterproof grease on the seal. And what that's going to do hopefully is make sure it seals well and it won't promote any more corrosion around the seal when it's in there and cause the pump to leak. I'll make sure you put it the right way. Also helps put it into place. And I'm also going to put some of that grease on the surface. I also like to put a little bit of grease where these other seals are. You know, we're going to put that aside because I'm satisfied with that. Let's pull put this behind me, the motor onto the center stage here, because now I need to clean this part, and that would be, again, the mating surface where the shaft is. So let's get some sandpaper. So this is just an old piece of 80 grit sandpaper here. Just kind of So we now have a crankshaft that's a little bit cleaner. Actually, it's quite a bit cleaner, but it's not perfect. So then we're going to remove the spring from the impeller. Ow! And again, clean off some rust here. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now let's put this spring down, and it's just going to sit there because it's not rusted. Imagine that. Perfect. That's how it's supposed to be. And I want to lubricate. More grease on this one, inside and out, especially on this side where it's going to touch the other side of the mechanical seal. Did I ever tell you guys I'm a big fan of grease? It's good for you. And now we reinstall the pump. Oh, there was that seal I was looking for. It was stuck. What was the loose one? This one. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put the cavity down below so that if there was a leak, it would come out and not pool up. And then we're going to tighten these 4 bolts good and tight. That would be the proper term. So now that that's all torqued up, I've put, yes, you guessed it, more grease. I like grease everywhere, so I've put more grease on the crankshaft, on the seal, and that's going to go in just like that. And then we're going to, I also put some on the threads too, because in the event we have to turn it later, like remove it, we can. Now we're going to attach the impeller to the crankshaft. If I can just get it started. Oh, and this might be a little bit difficult because I might have to remove the starter in order to hold the crankshaft, and it's what it looks like. Okay. Okay, I was not ready for that. So let's remove the starter, hold the crankshaft, so we can tighten that impeller. Alright, so that's actually going better now since the crankshaft is not turning. Here we go. Then we'll give it a final torquey torque. Click. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. And that's going to be followed by our lovely housing. Now, okay, I'm going to have to clean this thing now. Okay, again, I am finally happy with that. I'm going to do the same thing. Put a little bit of grease on the outside perimeter of this just to help it seal. And finally, we get to put it together. We're on the last stretch here, guys. All right, that's it. She's all back together? Oh, no she's not. Hold on. Okay, now she's back together. Got the recoil on it, got the pump all installed. As good as I think it's ever gonna get at this stage. So the only thing is to, go out and test it. The difficult part about that is I don't have the hoses. So I'm gonna probably have to call and get him to drop off a hose, or just maybe go test it on site. I'm not quite sure how that's gonna go, but. All right guys, so everything's pretty well set up. We've got the hard suction line, we've got the pump and the motor, we know it runs. First thing we need to do is we need to remove the cap on the top here, and we're gonna fill this up. Now while I'm doing this, I'm gonna check for any leaks. Everything's looking good so far. Pouring out the output, so let's put the cap back on here. Moment of truth, let's fire it up and see if we can get anything to pump out. So on, full choke, throttle medium for now. Okay, fire it up first pull. Let's see if we can get it to move. Get some water on it here. Is it moving water? I can see it. Wait till she primes, boys. Almost full. Doing this kind of helps it along. There she goes. Look how fast that is. Incredible, in a matter of seconds, 55 gallons gone. Like, it's empty. The only thing left is like maybe this much in the bottom because of the pickup. But that is really, really cool. I'm super happy it works. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something, a little bit of silliness involved there. Wicked test. I can't believe how fast it pumped out that whole entire drum once it was primed. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of these videos, you're gonna have to subscribe down below. Don't forget to give me a like, and most importantly, I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.